body from soul, mind from spirit, body from soul. What's up, everybody? What's going on? We're going to do a very nice and tight, short one tonight. Today, actually. That way we can upload it today, Friday, April Fool's Day. Holy shit. Today's April Fool's Day. I always have this like slight scare in the back of my head on April Fool's Day. It's like, who's gonna be the fucking dickhead? Who's gonna do something that's gonna make me worried, and then just try to erase it all by going April Fools, fucking dickhead, and then nothing ever happens. I don't know. It's all in my head, I guess.
Wasn't recording April. No, I'm fucking with you.
You know, see, got me, fucking dickhead.
Actually, the thing is, I'm not wearing any pants or underwear under this. So just know that when you see my head peering over here, they're naked from the waist down.
Oh, disgusting. I totally believe that too, man. How many times do you beat off? You're here by yourself, right? Most of the time.
I feel like you've thought about this for a while. It's 17 throughout the week.
17?
Throughout the week.
Oh, well, still, fuck.
Yeah.
Are your nuts ever drained by the time?
No, your nuts are never drained. As a father,
oh, that's
they
right.
stay filled and ready.
You're gonna be a child rearer.
No, I will not be.
A lot of child rearing done in this house. It just sounds terrible, right?
Yes, that sounds horrible.
Like when I said on a show, there was this interracial couple. I was like, I like that, mixing the races. And everybody got like this weird, like, ugh, that just sounds wrong. Mixing the races. It just sounds terrible.
You should have been like, two of my favorite ones. I like when you guys come out after.
You guys gonna make a Puerto Rican? Oh, yeah. What's his dick used to have that joke.
I know about 3 people who have that joke.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that just came out real quick. I think there was a template for it. So what? I'm supposed to talk about Will Smith. Everybody's tired of Will Smith and Rock, but I have to say something, right? I can't just keep quiet. I will say that I don't know why it's become like political all of a sudden, and not only political but racial. Even though all parties involved were black, but it somehow gets taken. I think everybody just looks at it from their own point of view. Everybody has a bias, you know. So I don't think it's cool to be like, I believe this, so if you believe the opposite, then you are an evil piece of shit or the worst scumbag ever. You know, it's just people grow up different ways, man. You know, they believe in certain things based on the way they grew up. And like, I have a bias. I'm on Chris Rock's side because obviously my bias is that I'm a stand-up comedian too. And some people are on Will's side because they have a bias, and their bias is that their wives are also dumb whores. Dumb, stupid whores that look like the fucking villain from the movie 300. Fucking looking ass Xerxes, looking ass bitch. Fuck that hoe. I fucking hate stupid Jada Pinkett Smith, that dumb fucking piece of shit asshole. And if you defend her, fuck you. No, you know what? You know why that messed with me? It brought me back all the way to middle school. That's the real reason I was on Chris Rock's side, because it brought me back to this guy wanting to fight me because a girl basically egged him on. And dude, that shit left me with like, I didn't know it was like a thing that I had inside until I saw it. I was like, saw that slap, and I was like, why is this so fast? I stayed up to like 1:30, dude, just going through Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. And I just going, and eventually like 2 or 3 days of looking through the videos and watching more people's take on it. I was like, why is this? Obviously it's a fucking, you know, it's gossip at the end of the day. But I was wondering why I liked wanting to know more about this. And that's when I realized, oh shit, when I saw Jada's smug fucking face as I saw one angle where Will's yelling, right, yelling his little fucking thing, and you see in the background Jada is looking like trying to have this regal, like, that's right, I'm the queen and the king is mad because you disrespected, right? Like that look on her, I was like, why does that fucking anger me to the core? And then I thought about it, and in middle school, right? First of all, I went to middle school here in the west side of San Antonio, this middle school called Gus Garcia, right? Gus Garcia was like a tiny prison for people middle school aged. It was infested with gangs. There was fights all the time. You know how, like in the 90s, there was like a whole wave of movies where a white teacher would go and go into the most unruly of ghetto fucking high schools, and then they would fix it. That's how Gus Garcia was in the 90s when I was going there back in 97. Or is it 96? I think it was 96 and 97. The middle of the 90s, dude. Gang culture, I think, is at its peak. Gangster rap is out. Like, that's when, like, gangster music in the 90s was not even like it wasn't about having fun and dancing. Some of it was, actually. Some of it was very romantic. But the mainstream shit was like gangster rap. It was popular, culturally popular, musically popular to be in a gang. And that's the kind of shit that was influencing the times, I think. Or maybe we just lived in a fucking terrible neighborhood. But I remember a middle school was like that. Like you see those scenes, like I told you, those movies of fixing the ghetto school. You know, you get into the classroom and there's people sitting on their desks, like not sitting in their like sitting on top of it where their feet are where the chair is, and there's some people dancing, some people are just gossiping, laughing, and other people are just drawing or reading something. It's true. That's exactly how our high school, our middle school was. It was just chaos. It was fucking chaos. I don't even remember where the fucking teacher was half the time. Not all the teachers were like that, but a lot of classrooms were just chaos like that.
This is the school right here?
Yeah, that's it. Gus Garcia Junior High. I mean, obviously, they're going to put on a very good face.
Were you guys the Mustangs?
I don't even remember. The Chargers. We were the Gus Garcia Chargers. You see how they got a knight,
yeah,
a horse, yeah.
So this one's not it.
No, that's not it. But anyway,
what should we do to school? Gus Garcia, bro.
It was fucking terrible, dude. I fucking hated that place. It really was like maneuvering through like a fucking little prison, right? One of those days, I was sitting there, right? It's chaos happening all around me. I don't remember what I was doing. I was probably like writing or drawing something. And then behind me, somebody called me. He goes, "Hey, Raul," and then I turn around, and this kid, Clyde, I still remember this motherfucker's name because he was famous. He was famous in the middle school because he was in a gang. I believe he was in a gang back. They had like a bunch of subsects and shit. Like I remember there would be a color, like blue would be a color. And I guess everyone that wore that rag was kind of related, but they were in their own little like sects of it, and they had their own like blue something or something with blue on it, and there was different little. Anyway, this guy was one of those dudes. It was a Mexican dude, but his name was Clyde. It was the weirdest thing ever. And he's sitting in the back, right? And he's turned around in his chair like sideways, like his chair's like this, and that girl's sitting right here, and he's just kind of leaning, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, bro, hey, I heard you call me a gorilla." And which is a weird fucking thing to say. Number one, for somebody to say about somebody and mean it as an insult. I always thought, why would he say that in particular? Like, hey, I heard you call me a gorilla, like mad. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And then I turned right back around thinking like, oh, well, I solved that pretty fucking quick, right? I guess it's all over. And then he calls me again, and I'm like, what is wrong with this kid? And he goes, yeah, you called me a gorilla. And I was like, all right. I mean, I guess gorillas are strong, but I didn't say that at all. I was like, no, dude, no, I didn't. And then he points to the girl, right? He points to the girl and goes, so-and-so said that you called me a gorilla. And I remember going, no, I didn't. And turning slightly to face her. And she gave the most fucking smug, like I got you in trouble smile. It was like a smirk, like, now you got to deal with this. It was... I think this is what triggered me when I saw Jada giving that smug look, like I made this happen with my mind, like it's men in an altercation, but I made it happen with my mind. Like Will is my arm, like he's my fucking hand. So I just telepathically slapped Chris Rock with Will's fucking hand. And I just remember seeing that look on that girl's face, like, I just put you in a position where now you got to get out of it. I think that kid knew that she was making it up. Like, there's no way he didn't know, but he was more than happy to entertain her because that's what she wanted. She wanted, like, I don't know, show me some tough guy stuff. Like, go fight that guy. And that's what I'm imagining in her head. It's like, matter of fact, I heard he called you a gorilla, and with flirty energy, going like, "Oh yeah, he called me a gorilla. I'll tell you something right now." And that's what made it so gross and violating for me. Because here's the thing, right? Eventually, he starts getting real heated. We're like, "No, you did call me a fucking gorilla, bro," and I'm confronting you about it, and I'm going like, "No, I didn't," right? But now I'm raising my voice, so he's basically. It's this weird psychological thing, like where when somebody wants to fight you, they know they're wrong about it too. What they'll do is they'll rile themselves up. And it's fucking scary the way a human being can make themselves mad and make themselves feel like they're somehow being wronged, even though they're clearly doing something wrong themselves. But I don't know, I guess they're protecting their ego or their deep down inside desire to be good. I guess they have to protect that. And because I remember that kid, like, eventually he knew I didn't say anything like that. I didn't even fucking talk to that guy or that girl. So at some point, once I started getting mad that he was accusing me of something I didn't do, now he's got a legit, quote unquote, a legit reason to fight me. Because he's like, oh, now he thinks he's tough, right? And this is when because we had I think we had like 8 classes in one fucking day or something stupid like that. And I would see him and throughout the day, he just kept reminding me in the class about how he was gonna fight me after school. And in one of those class, he keeps saying it. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like I keep somehow trying to stick up for myself, even though in the back of my head, I'm like, this kid is in a gang, right? Like he's been in fight. I don't get him. I've gotten in like play fights, not play fights, but like me and my friend would decide to like just hit each other, but like not in the face. We would like run after lunch. We would run up the stairs, and then we would just punch each other in the torso, basically. And you would just hear dum 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 dum, right? Because we were fucking stupid, but we were not like, maleantes. We weren't like looking out for trouble. We were just kind of like stupid knucklehead idiots.
Did you have your shirts off when you did it?
Yes, and we had a rose in our mouths as we fought, just to show our honor.
Just one rose that we both held in our mouth at the same time.
Yeah, dude. And here's the so like the whole time I was like, there's one thing I kind of knew. I was like, for how as stupid as I've always been and as weak and as scaredy cat as I've always been, I've always known if somebody wants to fight you, you have to fight them. Otherwise, you just become a target, right? So, and I guess I just learned it from being there in that little fucking prison called middle school. And so I was like, I'm gonna fight this guy. And you know what I realized? I fucked up, or I was not realizing how in over my head I was with standing up for myself. One of the classrooms where he kept reminding me, like, I'm gonna fuck you up after school. One of those times I had enough, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, right? Or something to that effect. And I remember he got up and he got right in my face, and then he did this thing like he was gonna hit me. And I flinched immediately. Like he moved, he shrugged his shoulder like he was gonna hit me, and I went, oh shit, like, and I was like, oh shit, like that was scary, right? Never mind. And then I'm so fucking stupid, right? I'm so dumb. I decide in my head, oh, I'm gonna do that to him too, and I'm gonna make him flinch, right? So I raise my hand, right? And I guess what's cool about raising your hand like you're going to hit somebody is when they flinch, right? You slowly put your hand down and everybody looks at the flinch. But let me tell you, dude, when you raise your hand like you're going to hit somebody and they don't flinch, it feels like everyone is staring at your hand and your hand is just going like, what do I do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you do, man? Like, come down. Everybody's looking at you. And you're like, your hand lowers and you feel the weakest and the most bitchiest as you slowly lower a hand that didn't even make somebody flinch, and you just put it back down like, and everybody's just kind of looking like, ooh, that was not good. And then I remember the kid I don't remember the exact words, but I do remember the feeling when it was something to the effect of like, I'm really going to fuck you up after school this time. And then I remember thinking, oh shit, that's right. This kid is in a gang. Like he's a gang member. We're in 7th grade or 8th grade. Might have been 7th. Either one. And I was like, yeah, this kid's already having sex and he's got a mustache. And I'm still looking at my G.I. Joes when I get home and be like, man, one last time, no? Maybe just play with him one last time. This kid's already getting his dick sucked, smoking weed, fucking getting in fights, getting in gang fights, right? Where they all like the Cobras and Tigers, only like modern version. Anyway, so now I'm scared for the rest of the fucking the school day. It was just like you hear it in any other fucking show or cartoon. It's I guess it's a tale as old as time, getting threatened like in the morning or in the afternoon that you're gonna get your ass whooped. So now the entire day becomes so like full of anxiety. You're like, oh my God, I gotta fight this dude and he's gonna whoop my ass. And then you get a moment of like peace or something, and then you start going like, I feel good, man. What the fuck was I so worried about earlier? And then it hits you again. Oh fuck, I had totally forgotten again that I'm supposed to get my ass whooped at 3:30. And then after we get out, dude, I think I remember being outside and just kind of like being in the side, not exactly on the side of the. As a matter of fact, we just saw it through those glass doors where we saw the picture. I was like to the left of that as you're looking at it, and I was just like hanging out there with I guess a friend, I think, and that's where we would always hang out before I walked home. And I was just kind of waiting, like, fuck, man, this guy's gonna come out. Here's the thing, dude, that kid never came out. But I think it's because I think he was always getting in trouble where he kind of like maybe that girl wasn't showing him attention anymore, and he was kind of like thinking like, I'm gonna beat this kid up. I'm gonna get in trouble again. The girl's no longer fucking rooting for me or you know, egging me on, and I'm just gonna get in trouble for beating up a fucking nobody when, you know, when I'm supposed to be getting in trouble for, you know, doing gang shit. You know, he was saving up. I think he was saving up his, you know, his getting in trouble time for something that really mattered. Because on the way back, I'm walking back from school, right? And it's like 2 blocks away. And there's a light, right? And I'm walking. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. He never showed up. I guess he had something else to do, or I guess he had to go do gang shit, right? They just paged him or something. It's like, you got to go do some dirt, I think as the kids call it. And I'm walking, right? And all the cars are stopping at that light. And as I'm walking, the car that pulls up to me, I look at it, it's fucking Clyde. It's that kid. He's in his parents', his mom is driving, and he's against the window, right? And I could see his mom is like yelling something into the windshield, but I could tell that it's meant for whoever's in the car with her, right? And she's just yelling something, and he's looking up, he's like leaning his head on the window, and he's looking out towards me. And it kind of like, I could tell it catches him by surprise that it's me walking, and he looks at me, and he kind of gets this like, oh shit. Because right before that, he had a look of like actual sadness, like real deeply wounded sadness. And I mean, I was kind of putting it together in my head that it was his mom that was yelling at him or saying something. And he looked really sad. And I just remember at that moment when I thought just of him, the thought of him having a miserable life at home made me feel so good inside. I felt so much joy going like, oh my God, Clyde has a miserable life. Oh man, I went home skipping and whistling. And I didn't even have to fight him, which would have just turned into a beating, to be quite honest with you. I think he would have fucking knocked my fucking face in. And I went home feeling really good about myself. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, Will Smith hitting Chris Rock.
So Will Smith has a bad home life.
Holy shit. And it's fucking exactly what everybody's been saying, right? I didn't even piece it together that way at all. I just pieced it in my head. What had got, man, that felt like therapy. I feel like we've been here for 2 hours, man. I finally got it out of my system. That fucking thorn has been in my paw for 25 years, man. No, or however old I am. No, man, it was fucking crazy. And I guess that's what like I said, that's what triggered it. It was seeing Jada fucking Street Fighter looking fucking character ass bitch sitting there with that smug look on her face as Will is yelling at Chris Rock, who's still trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And she having this like her neck up, very regal. Like this happens. This is what happens when you disrespect royalty. Like look on her face. I was like, oh, this stupid fucking bitch. She came back 20 something years later. That same little bitch that did that to me in middle school. She reincarnated in this other fucking hoe. And is
that the look you saw?
Yes. Yeah, that's Xerxes. Does she not look like fucking Xerxes from 300? Fucking bow to me. That's what she probably told him that fucking that night. Bow to me. And then Will just got up and went.
It made me understand how powerful Jada really is in Hollywood, and that we all might be living in a simulation that's in her mind, because she's so powerful that she cheated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Entanglement, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Deballed a man in front of everybody.
Not just a man, the leading actor, the number one. I mean, you're talking about actor. You're talking about musician, director.
All he did at some point, all he was doing like blockbuster fucking films.
Exactly. If you take Wild Wild West out, there's no bad movies that he had other than that, right? So the butterfly effect of her having her entanglement overshadowed Ukraine and Russia in the end, because it made a very strong person snap. You know what I mean?
You're saying that her pussy is so evil, it is covering up the horror?
Not evil. I believe that's where the center of the simulation is taking place.
In her cooter?
In her. She's her essence. She is the middle part, the center of the universe of the simulation. And it's spreading out that way, and we're seeing the effects of it. I think I dug a little too deep into it, but that's what I came up with at the end. Because you got to remember, in Matrix 4, who is she? She's the one that takes care of all of Zion when she's old and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Matrix. I didn't see Matrix 4. Yeah. You know, I had an idea that Matrix 4 was going to suck dick.
It did.
And apparently it kind of did.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't go see it, but also I'm very disappointed. Like, I'm not glad that it sucks. I'm very mad that I heard that it sucks, because I was like, dude, the Matrix, the first Matrix, dude, I saw it like a year ago during the pandemic, and I was like, holy fuck, these people were like predicting the future, and even if it was in a kind of metaphorical way, it was still a type of prediction of like people getting used and to mining data, people's data. People are getting harvested in a way. People are getting harvested for monetary purposes, but what you get in return is you get locked into a place that you love, right? Whether it be Instagram or Twitter, you fucking love it. Even if you hate what you're seeing, you love the conflict. You love
the instant gratification.
Yeah, the instant gratification of going, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, right? And then just send, and then looking, and people agree with me. People agree with me, and they throw a little thumb on it, a little heart, to show that how right I was. 168 people thought I was right.
And then I go do a little dance. Do a little dance to a song, and even more people like it.
And then I play with my clitoris. It's the only time I wish I was a woman, when I'm alone and I'm like, I could be playing with my clitoris right now.
You think that's as fun as playing with your dick?
That's the thing. You know, how do I know? How do I know it's not?
Bigger's better. You know what I mean?
I've helped people out. But obviously I don't have one myself, so I wouldn't know how.
You'd eventually crave the machinery, and then, I mean, the way you masturbate, it would just be numb after a while, and you need like a sandblaster for it and shit.
No, I don't masturbate a lot.
All right, you're a saint.
I try to
save up.
I try to save up, save all that power, all that splooge. One policy that we have here at FMCW is we have an all dumping policy. All members of the FMCW are required by contract to dump in their significant others.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the contract.
Do not let that seed hit that floor. It must be put into a container that you love.
A beautiful container that I respect, but also dump in.
Exactly.
Oh my God. What if my girl's pregnant, dude? I think she's supposed to already have had her period.
Well, have her take a pregnancy test.
I mean, I guess.
Like, sneak one in when she's peeing, and then just be behind the toilet, and then like sneak the test around.
What are you doing?
She's in a little pee. She's in a little pee.
No, I mean, don't they say that when women squirt, it's mostly water? Why don't I just try to do something down there, and then like if you know
with the burning stick.
oh. It is piss. You're pregnant. It is piss. This whole time, bitch.
But congratulations. So excited.
I was reading. My girl got me for my birthday. She got me this book that I had heard about called Sapiens. I heard about, dude. This fucking book is really, really good. Like, the fact that there's a smart person out there that can explain things so that a fucking idiot like myself can understand them. Right? Like, yeah, that's the book, A Brief History of Humankind. Dude, there's this thing that blew my fucking mind, dude. I was reading, you know what differentiates us from animals is our ability to use language, right? Now, some animals also have a language, like chimps. Chimps have a language that when they yell or scream, different screams mean different things. Like one time, I guess they recorded a monkey that screamed out, "Watch out! There's an eagle," or I get something to that fucking effect. So they took the recording and they played it for other monkeys. And when they would play the recording, all the monkeys would look up at the sky and in fear too. They'd be like, "Oh shit!" And then, like, to see, like, do they do that for all of them? They got another recording that said lion or something like that, some kind of land predator. And when they would hear that scream, they would all run up the tree, meaning like they were differentiating between the screams as to what it was that the scream was saying. So they have a language too. What makes us different, or I guess masters of this place, of this dump called Earth, is that we have more intricate language. So we can say things like "Watch out, there's an eagle," or "Watch out, there's a lion coming," but we don't stop at that. We can add, our language is more complex, so we don't just say, "Hey, watch out, there's a lion coming." You go, "Hey man, I just saw a lion coming. It's about like 500 meters down that river and it's coming up. I think we should get out of here." You know, like you add all this stuff to it. But that's not what makes us truly special. Here's what I thought it was fucking amazing what we said. What makes human beings so much more special than other animals is not just our complex language, that we have such a complex language, but that we are able to talk about things that don't exist. Like all other animals that have some kind of a language, what differentiates us from them is they don't know how to talk about things that don't exist. Meaning like what's the example that motherfucker was using? It was a car company, I think in Europe. But for purposes of me being too dumb, let's just say it's Ford. Basically, a company is a made up thing. It doesn't exist. But it's real in the sense that Ford exists. If you kill all the managers and all the workers, the company itself can hire more workers, and so it's still alive, right? But if a judge dissolves it and says this company, Ford, cannot no longer exist, boom, it doesn't exist anymore. But the workers are still alive, the managers are still alive, because this whole time they were dealing with something that was real, but not real. It's like morality. That's another thing morality is not real. These aren't things that you can touch. What makes them real is that we all believe in them. We all believe in morality. We all believe in not slapping people, right? At least I thought we did. We all believe in that stuff. It's the moral thing to do. Don't slap people in the face, right? That's not a real thing. But the reason it's real is because we all believe it. The dollar isn't worth shit, but we believe it's, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes us so complex. Because I guess that's what he was saying. was that human beings are only designed to like know 150 people or so. So then he goes, well, then how do we make such big things like cities or countries, right? It goes by talking about things that don't exist, by talking about laws. Laws are also made up. There is no force that prevents you from punching somebody in the face. It's the law. And the fact that we all believe in the law is what prevents people from punching. So that allows us to have order in bigger numbers, because otherwise it wouldn't be any fucking order. The numbers would be. So we have to believe in things like country, right? Like the United States. That's how you keep 300 million people together, or 150 at least, together by believing in one thing, which is the United States of America. Borders are not real. There is no such thing as a border. We make those up. But when we all believe the border's there, that's what makes it real. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's an oxymoron. Is that the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it's something that I've been reading on that fucking book, and I thought it was amazing because just that blew my mind. It's like, oh my God, like a lot of the important things in life are things that we make up, things that are just in our head, our monetary value, our morals, everything.
You kind of made me think we're dumber now just by what you said, because
what do you mean?
Our language is getting easier, meaning little emojis sum up an entire series, just like those monkeys. That noise sums up, yo, eagle, yo, lion, down to the essentials. And the fact that we have to make things up to have a civilization might make us actually dumber, because those monkeys and chimps don't have to make, everybody just knows. Like, this is how it runs. You know what I mean?
And they only deal with what's present, right? Yeah. It's like an example that guy gave. He said, like, you're going to have a hard time convincing a monkey to give you his banana in exchange for many bananas in the afterlife. Because that, to him, the afterlife, bitch, this is my banana. Yeah. Like they don't grasp like, well, how about you give me that, and then 2 weeks from now I'll give you two. They're like, fuck you.
So does being more complex make you more evolved or devolved? You know?
It does make you more evolved, but I think what's happening, like we said, in order for the United States to work, we have to believe in the United States. And one of the reasons why the United States is going down the shitter is because we got half people not believing in it, other people believing in it too much, almost to like a naive way. And I think that's what's separating the country, is because if we all can't all agree what the United States is, then it ceases to exist. Otherwise, it's going to have to exist in two separate ways. I don't know if that means, North United States or South United States.
It means Texas and then the United States.
It's gonna be North United States, South United States, and Texas. There's gonna be 3 countries that come out of the whole thing. And if Louisiana and fucking Oklahoma don't watch out, they're just gonna be a district of Texas where we dump all our fucking our cummy tissues that we throw in the trash. Go dump it in fucking New Mexico. You can get it too, motherfucker. Although there's a lot of wild people in New Mexico. I'm not going to lie.
Or, I mean, it could go the opposite way, and they come up with the North American Union, which is Canada, the United States, and Mexico all in one, just the way you have the European Union.
Then wait, the North American Union. American so it'd be like a bunch of little it'd be 50 little countries?
No, it'd be one large continent becoming like a country, just the way the European Union's all together, and you have the euro instead of everybody.
Not so much, bro.
Everybody had their own like currency, and then some of them still do have their currency, but they have the euro now, right? Because that's what really brings countries together. Do you use the same currency?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Something so fucking. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Can we all barter the same way?
Yeah. You know what? The reason that is because that takes imagination, make believe. If we all make believe that the euro is the shit, And then we're all Europeans, right? And the reason why we're Americans is because we all believe that this paper thing, dollar, is worth something.
And apparently I believe in a one world government because I like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has no, loyalty to any country.
Wouldn't that mean a no government?
No, a decentralized government, which is an oxymoron because government is centralized.
Yeah.
But
the idea is centralized, but just because they're doing it from different rooms.
Well, if nobody controls the money, you know what I mean?
Oh.
If nobody can print more of it, and nobody can, you know what I mean, have sanctions where it's like, you're off the SWIFT system now, Russia. Like you can't, I don't know why they talk that way. You're out of here, see? Can't be part of us anymore.
So when is that going to pay off, man? You promised me gold, bro. Yes, like last year you promised me the fucking moon.
Yeah.
And I thought you were going to be like driving me around in a Tesla truck.
Well, I ordered the Tesla truck. It hasn't come in yet. In fact, they haven't started even making them. They just finished the factory.
And they're not going to make chips either, bro.
But hopefully, once it comes to fruition and they build it, I can afford it.
Have you checked
with
it?
My Bitcoin.
Have you checked it lately? I'm pretty sure it's probably been like pushed back.
Yeah. I wouldn't get the Cybertruck till like 2024, 2020, which is about the time I should be able to afford it. So. But I locked in the self-driving, which I don't know. For conspiracy theorists, you would think, why would you want self-driving?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Bro, you know the government can just speed up your truck and slam it into a fucking tree, right?
Elon would never do that to me.
No, not Elon, but I'm sure the government could.
Yeah, but that's why. But I mean, they know I don't say anything important. Or I could say that one conspiracy that comes out of what's that one movie with Mel Gibson where he goes around, he's like has a paper and only 6 people subscribe.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there we go. That I could have just said that. Yeah. And that he
was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and he had one that was actually like he put it together and they're gonna kill him. So maybe I'll get that one, and I get
Yeah, and I'm sure there's like all kinds of like canned goods in the walls here.
Not in the walls.
You seem like a prepper type.
Listen, just all you have to do is buy a little bit more rice and a little bit more beans and a little bit more toilet paper, and every time you go, just buy, one extra.
That's what I got to do when I get home.
And it's not even like a prepper mentality like, oh, I got to have a fucking basement with weapons. I mean, if I had the money, I would. But
yeah,
it's more of
who wouldn't?
Since prices are going up with inflation, it's nice to like maybe your grocery bill as it goes up, you can not buy those things because you already have it stacked up. Yeah. Coffee's a big one. If you stack up on coffee, you can really save a lot of money.
I never realized how much I'm really putting all my stock on. Hopefully this thing blows over. I really am, dude. My whole 5-year plan hinges on the world not imploding. And it's crazy, right? Because before I used to be like, well, it's going to be if I get this opportunity. And now the only way I see it is like, just please don't end, world. Please don't end. And I'll take care of the rest. I really hope it doesn't get to the point where it's like it's like in the 1930s. Like where it's like full on depression, bread lines, and
it'll like, get to that
because it's boxers, had to stop, athletes had to stop their careers.
Well, it's gonna hit next year because Ukraine and Russia have like 1/3 of the world's wheat.
Isn't that crazy? Nobody thought about this. Nobody thought that if we sanction Russia, then they're gonna go, okay, well now you guys want fuel? Pay me in rubles, bitch.
No, they're doing. What are they doing?
It's like, how do you not know that he's going to do that?
They might do it in
look
yen.
That far ahead.
Yen or Bitcoin?
No, he's right now. He's asking. And by the way, did you know that we're sanctioned and Europeans are still getting fucking Russian fuel?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what people aren't thinking about is because of the fuel too and all the oil, that's pesticides. So you need that to grow crops as well. So you're talking about 1/3 of crops in wheat, which is also feed for animals, is not going to be planted. So in a year, we could have famine, and
What?
it'll hit us with prices, and it'll hit third world countries with actual like there is no food here.
Famine, yeah.
Famine. Like there's no food here. So like,
That's a first world way of saying it, but it's like a famine though.
yeah. Like we're like you're gonna go to the supermarket and like the chicken's gonna be like $30.
When I say I'm starving, it's no longer gonna be like
I don't let my kids say that.
A way of saying I want to go eat. I want to go stuff more shit into my fat mouth.
Yeah. Oh, chocolate. Chocolate's gonna be a big one that's gonna be running low too.
How do you figure?
There's already shortages with cocoa beans. I don't know why I know that or why I even should.
But yeah, I mean we can do without chocolate, man. We're fine. We'll be fine without.
We're
chocolate.
addicted to sugar more than we're addicted to any alcohol or any other.
Alcohol
drugs.
does have sugar.
I know, but I'm saying like as far because even the kids are like chugging high C and shit.
Yes, dude. It's crazy. When I first found out that we're not supposed to be taking in that much sugar, like even the mildest amount to what I thought was the mildest amount, people are like, no, that's like your entire week's supply of sugar that you're supposed to have.
Yep.
And you're getting it in one giant water-sized fucking Dr. Pepper.
Why do
from
I have
Whataburger?
diabetes instead of diabetes?
I know. And then sometimes they make it hard for you to say, don't make it bigger. I was like, really? It's actually like 30 cents less. It's like, what are you talking about? I'll please have more soda. I will give you $25 for you to take more soda. I don't know how that business model works. Why are you constantly trying to give me a bigger fucking size?
That 30 cents? I mean, who gives a shit about that extra whatever ounces? Because that extra 30 cents fucking...
More than makes up for it?
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like, who... I never understood that. It's like, yeah, I know I would get a lot more for my buck, but it's fine. This little cup right here is totally fine. I'll be good. It's like, no, are you sure? It's like, dude, we're just creating the most unhealthy human beings on the entire planet, and then we're all fucking, gasping that there's all these people in the hospital because a respiratory disease is fucking up everybody that hasn't touched their toes since they were fucking 12. Can you touch your toes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually quite flexible.
Ew.
Not in that way.
You said it with like
I could suck my own dick?
No. You pull down your shirt down your shoulder.
Like
I'm
I'm
actually pretty
flexible.
flexible. I was like, oh, okay. Miss, stop fucking stop putting me in this position. I'm a married man.
There's no fucking ring.
And it's the wrong hand too. All right. I want to cut this short, man, because I want to eat. How much time do we do? Like
50?
30, 50? Oh, that's good. Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for sticking around, guys, and helping me through my childhood trauma. And as I tell you that fucking long ass story. Yeah, don't hit people when you're out there. Josh, you got anything going on? This is coming out today. Can we upload it here real quick?
Yeah, we'll upload it right now.
All right. It's coming out tonight, Friday. I'm doing the Saturday show at the Blind Tiger.
April 2nd.
Yeah, April 2nd. Blind Tiger, come check it out, man. I'm just gonna
April 20th, Chronic Laughter 9.
April 20th
at Upstage.
Chronic Laughter.
Come check that out. It's a Wednesday.
420.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 13th of April, I'm doing Revolver at the Laugh Out Loud. Come check it out. Oh shit, I gotta put a lineup together. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all have a good day. Take it easy.